should I do it like this? Should I roll? You think anybody would even notice if I did that? What? You do? No, I don't think. Oh, I'm rolling. Hello. Hi. Welcome back to... Sorry about that. Welcome back to another exciting, mind-bending episode of How to Do Stuff with Mr. Stevenson. Oh my goodness. Look at this hair. This is episode 32. Wait, is it episode 32 already? Oh my goodness. Time flies. Yeah, we're on episode 32, which is about more long division. Getting into a little bit slightly more complicated, we'll say, problems to do together here. Last episode, we were dividing 3-digit dividends by 1-digit divisors, 2-digit dividends by 1-digit divisors, etc. Kind of easy. Maybe a little confusing at times, but I would say we were starting to catch on, correct? Today we're going to be doing something a little bit more complicated, and I'll show you what that looks like right here. So here we have a couple of sample problems, and here you can see a little bit of a difference from last episode where we divided by 1-digit divisors right here. If you recall from last time, we have those two terminology. The terminology we used was dividend and divisor. See if you can remember which one is which. The dividend goes on which side of the division bar? The inside or the outside? If you said inside, you were correct. Whoops, sorry. The dividend goes on the inside right here. That's the dividend. And the divisor is the one that goes on the outside. So those are our important terms when it comes to the terminology with division. And another term we didn't use last time that we probably should have was quotient. A quotient is the answer to a division problem. So the quotient is what you end up here. Okay? So here I have my divisor and here I have my dividend. We can basically start this problem off right away by doing the multiply, subtract, bring down method. Multiply, subtract, bring down. Of course, that looks like this. First we would multiply, then we would subtract, and then we would bring down, and then we repeat that process if necessary. Of course, it's not necessary if there's nothing left to bring down. So that's the steps we use right there. So let's do that. Let's start off right now. The first thing we're going to ask is, remember, we're looking at each of the numbers in the dividend here as individuals, 3, a 7, and an 8. So how many times does, and you're going to ask how many times 18 fits into 3. Remember the last time I used sandwiches. I used chicken sandwiches, and we were saying how many times can 18 sandwiches fit into a bag that holds 3 sandwiches. Okay, that's what we were using. So how many 18s fit into 3? And the answer, of course, is none. And the how many's always go up here. How many 18s fit into 3? It's none. Now, we go 0 times 18 is 0. And then I get a 3 left right here. And then I have to drop the next digit as a 7. And I didn't mention this before, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we didn't do this before, but you can only bring down 1 digit at a time. You cannot bring down more than 1 digit. So we're back to 37 again. So, okay, the next question is, how many 18s right here fit inside of 37? So after you bring this number down, you're going to use both of these. How many 18s fit into 37? The answer is, yes, 2. If you said 2, give yourself some extra Halloween candy as a treat. 2 18s fit into 37, and 2 times 18 is 36. And I end up with 1 left, and I have to drop my 8, and ooh. Pen isn't working. I guess my digital pen ran out of digital ink. There it is. I have 18 left, and of course 18 fits into 18 one time. So I have 0 left. So my answer You know, one of the things I like to stress when I'm teaching this stuff in class is don't include the 0 in your answer. It's just not nice to look at. So let's just highlight right here. Our answer is 21. And if you checked it, you'd take 21 times 18 and it should equal 378. This is a fact family. I mean, it's not your basic facts, but when you were doing fact families when you're in elementary and you learned that 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. Same thing. 21 times 18 is 378. 378 divided by 18 is 21. 378 divided by 21 is 18, etc. A fact family. Next one I have is a 4-digit number divided by a 2-digit number. And here I have 7,092 divided by 30. Let's give this one a go. No, not a lot of difference here. Still a 2-digit divisor. Have an extra digit at the end, so we're going to end up with an extra step, most likely. So let's give this a go and see what we get. So we come up with. So first thing I'm going to do is look at how many times 30 goes into 7. 30 does not fit into 7. So I'm going to start off with a 0 right here. Okay. 0 times 30 is 0, and I get 7 left. And I drop my 7, and I have a 70. How many 30s fit into 70? Well, that's 2 30s. 2 30s make 7. 3 30s make 90, so that was too big. So 3 30s make 60. If you said 60, give yourself another bonus Halloween candy treat. Maybe you should just have a little bowl of candy sitting by you to keep treating yourself, you know, if necessary. There's not a box right here, but you're going to need the extra space. 7 minus 6 is 1, and 0 minus 0 is 0. Of course, 70 minus 60 is 10. So you have to subtract, and you get 10. Now remember, whenever you do this, the remainder that when you're subtracting has to be smaller than 30, always. Everywhere when we subtracted over here, which is 3 minus 0, we got 3. That's less than 18. After you drop it, then it's not smaller anymore, but it needs to be when you first do your subtraction. So drop your 9. I got 109. I know that 4 times 3 is 12, so 40 times 30 is 120, so 40 is going to be a bit big. So I'm going to try the next number down, which is 3. 3 times 30 is 90. And I subtract. 10 minus 9 is 1. 9 minus 0 is 9. I get 19 is less than 30. I know I'm on the right track, or probably. Then I'm going to drop my 2 right here, like I've been doing. And how many times does 30 go into, how many times does 30 right here go into 192? Well, 30 times 6, 3 times 6 is 18. So 30 times 6 is 180. Obviously, if I go to 7, I'm going to be at 21, 210. So it's going to be a 6 right here. So we'll say 6 times 30 is 180. I'm going to have to move this minus sign out here. And I subtract, and I take 19 minus 18 is 1, and 2 minus 0 is 2, and I get 12 left. So my answer is going to be 236. I'm going to have to shift my own face right here because I need to write my remainder right here. My remainder is 12. So there's my answer. Notice I cut that 0 off in the front. We don't want that. We don't want that 0 up there. We just leave it B. So I get 236, remainder 12. Not too shabby, right? Okay, one more. One more that includes some trickier stuff. So let's clear all this off here. Okay. Here's another one right here. 3,375 divided by 45. Now, not that this is real tricky, but you know, sometimes these things do cause some trouble. So we try to root out the trouble before it happens, right? So going on to this one, we take how many 45s right here. This is how we start. How many 45s fit into 3? None. So we're going to put a 0 right here. Okay, 0 times 45 is 0. I get a 3, I drop my 3. Now this hasn't happened yet on the videos, but when I drop my 3, does 45 go into 33? No. Still doesn't, so I'm going to have to put another 0 here, aren't I? 0 times 45 is 0. I get 33 left, and I drop my 7. So, how many times does 45 fit into 337? This one you might have to multiply out a little bit. I would suggest going off to the side of the paper and trying stuff. Like, okay, how many? 45 times 10 is 450, so obviously that's going to be too big. 45 times 4 is going to be in the 200, so it's somewhere between 5 and 10. Let's just... I'm looking at the number 8, and I'm getting 8 times 4 is 32. I'm going to try 7. Okay, 7 times 5, 35. 7 times 4 is 28. Plus 3 is 31. I think I'm on the right track. So I'm going to subtract 315. Oops, don't want to forget this. Put my 7 up. 7 times 45 is 315. I'm going to move my subtraction sign over there. 7 minus 5 is 2. 33 minus 31 is also 2. And then I got to drop my 5 here. And then how many times does 45 go into 225? Well, in this work over here, 45 times 7 is 315, so it's going to have to be less than 7. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And let's try it over here again. I'm going to say, let's try a 5. 7 was big. It was 315, so it's got to be a little less than that. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is... Oh, bingo. Found it. So 5 times 45 happens to be 225. And I get none left. And holy cats, look at this. My answer, 75. Check it out. Try it out once. See if you're right. Does 75 times 45 equal 3,375? Yes, of course it does. So, there it is. Long division with a 2-digit divisor. Doable. Maybe not that easy, but not that hard either. So, that's pretty much it for this episode. I'll see you in the next one. And as usual, if you have questions, you know where to find me. Right? You do know where to find me, don't you? If you don't, I'm right here on YouTube on the channel How to Do Stuff with Mr. Stevenson. That's where you'll find me. Later.